report interacts with some clerics and Christian faithful in Uyo on whether sowing of seeds is biblical and a yardstick to attract blessings from the Almighty.
While the Bible uses illustrations to describe spiritual growth and generosity, the idea of sowing seed with money has attracted divergent reactions among Christians.
What is not good that most of us are calling sowing of seeds is forcing people to give.
Abraham paid his first seed to Melchizedek. So it's biblical. Paying of seed is biblical, even though some people are misinterpreting the Bible today.
I may say it's biblical. I may also say it's not biblical. I may also have backup to yes or no. Because people in the biblical era or my context sowed seed.
Admitting that though the blessings do not come directly through sowing of seed, respondents say motivation behind giving is crucial, as no church should compel members to give. Rather, they are encouraged to give free will offerings to appreciate God for what He has done in their lives, as such offers will boost the growth of the church.
Sowing of seeds is okay, but what you people call sowing of seeds that we are having controversy in church is that a man, like I stand here now, I say, if you don't give so amount, something will happen to you, nothing will happen to you. If you want to give, you give. And when you give, you get blessed for giving.
It's necessary. You plant your seed in form of money. You sow it into any church you desire to, and then believing what you have sown will germinate in a bigger form.
The way people are doing it nowadays, maybe they turn it to money and said, if you don't sow, if you don't give, God will not bless you. That one is not biblical.
Some worshippers say, while giving to the church and supporting ministers is a biblical practice, the concept of sowing seed with money to attract blessing is based on personal conviction and one's ability.
It's a platform that connects you from the blessing. And remember, anything, if we can sow to the ground naturally, the ground rewards us. How much more the God that created the ground? Anything you do in the name of the Lord has reward.
Giving seed in church is important. It attracts blessing. I am a witness to it.
One thing I know about is sowing of seed is a good thing. When you sow seed, there are a lot of things you do. Even though you're praying for something and it doesn't come in a hurry, you sow seed to push God.
The best is to give in obedience to the word of God, willingly, according to your own ability, and to solve a problem that will enable souls to be won for the kingdom of God.
Religious leaders say Christians should give attention to genuine generosity, faith, and grace, and be cautious of teachings that emphasize material gain over spiritual growth. Etienne Ibanga, NTN News.
In an extensive initiative to support education in Osun State, the First Lady of Nigeria, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, has flagged off the distribution of exercise books to all secondary schools in the state. Correspondent Femi Aferogun reports that wife of Osun State Governor, Mrs. Titiola Adeleke, represented the First Lady at the event in Osogbo.
The flag-off distribution of exercise books to all secondary schools in Osun State aligns with broader educational reforms by the First Lady of Nigeria, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, aimed at improving access to quality education. Mrs. Tinubu, represented by Mrs. Titilola Adeleke, wife of the Osun State Governor, emphasized the importance of education and the role it plays in the development of young minds and the future of Nigeria.
May I use this opportunity to appeal to parents to compliment government's efforts on our children's education needs. Let us support the government of the day.
Osun State Commissioner for Education, Eluwole Adedipo, reiterated Governor Adeleke's commitment to ensuring quality education is given to the students.
Our governor is a lover of education. That is why he keyed in into the federal government programs in this state.
What you have done here this day will go a long way to ensure effective teaching and learning.
The initiative by the First Lady of Nigeria aims to distribute tens of thousands of exercise books in Osun State, ensuring that no student is left behind. In Osogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
The Nigerian Navy Calabar area is assuring of its combat readiness to meet internal maritime and national security obligations in the country. The flag officer commanding Eastern Naval Command, Rear Admiral Sahid Akinwade, gave the assurance at the completion of the second quarter route march in Calabar. Paul Ebel reports.
By the extension of activities of Operation Delta Sanity for 90 days by the Chief of the Naval Staff, the second quarter route march is in line to test the physical, psychological fitness and readiness of the soldiers to ward off any form of threat. The FOC also sends a warning to all criminal elements to stay clear, as the Navy will not condone any form of threat to national interest.
This exercise this morning is to tune all of us up so that we can take further the trajectory of our maritime security operations engagement, so that we can we'll continue to make our maritime environment safe for maritime activities and other socioeconomic activities.
The route march which started in the early hours of the day from the NNS Victory Parade Ground, drawing participants from all naval formations in Calabar area, transverse major roads in Calabar metropolis. Some of the roads include Murtala Mohammed Highway, Mary's Lesser, Marian Road, IBB, Diamond, and back to the takeoff point where physical fitness exercises were conducted. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
A cross-section of residents of Bayelsa State have joined their voices to applaud the landmark judgments of Supreme Court over financial autonomy for local government councils. A constitutional lawyer, Stanley Damabide, advocates a step further in which INEC takes over the conduct of local government council elections to concretize the democratic process at the third tier of government and make it more participatory. The report.
Local government council as the third tier of government is closest to the people at the grassroots. Consequently, a lot is expected from this tier of government, which has hitherto suffered undue interference from state governments that have continued to treat them as their appendage. This possibly explains the wide applause given to the Supreme Court's ruling on financial autonomy for local governments by members of the public, who expect local government chief executives to apply the funds for development purposes alone and not for frivolities.
The outcome of the Supreme Court judgment is quite pleasing, but there are concerns. Many local government chairmen live in state capitals. They don't stay in their domain to administer. So how is this judgment going to correct that? That is number one.
We're talking about local government.
And councillors is still a subject of the whims and caprices of state chief executives through the much discredited state independent electoral commissions. We could still have stooges of state chief executives emerging and receiving dictates as to how these, free-flowing funds into their councils should be spent.
The lawyer calls for amendment of relevant sections of the Constitution to enable INEC to conduct the local government council elections in order to build more public confidence in the democratic process and widen its space. In Yenagoa, Aya, Prezi, NG News.
Youth in Itinubu Nuzo are encouraged to support policies of government showing act inimical to their future while embracing agriculture as the new wealth of a secured future. This was at the meeting with agri stakeholders and youths of Ward 3 Tumbunuzo in Ini Local Government Council.
Addressing youths of Tumbunuzo at the Franco Memorial School grounds, the youth leader and stakeholders appreciate the all-inclusive government of Governor Moino, which has strategically positioned the youths in government. The Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development and leader of Ward 3 calls for support of government policies by the youths, urging them to key into agriculture for food sufficiency and entrepreneurial purposes.
Once you begin to take responsibility for your life, then you will go forward. So I encourage every one of us, whatever good thing you are doing that is putting food on your table, put your heart to it and do it with all your might. So that you and all the people that are connected to you will be better for it, Akwa Ibom will be better for it, and Nigeria will be better for it. For your solidarity, for all that you are doing to move Akwa Ibom State in the local government and Ward 3 forward, I appreciate you for all that.
A vote of confidence was passed on the governor by the youths while appealing for a police post and health center in their community.
I want to appeal to each and every one of us. Let us begin to preach love. Let us begin to love ourselves. Let us come together. Let us support the Honorable Commissioner, all the people that appointees of the government,
and we appreciate him for what he has done unto us. That now we are also pleased, appealing to His Excellency to please additionally empower the people of Ikonini, the leaders of Ikonini in his exco, because the terrain in Ikonini right now is a different ballgame.
Thank you so much, His Excellency the Governor.
It will be a cracker in the European football later tonight as England and Spain are set for an epic battles in the final of Euro 2024 in Berlin, Germany. Spain, who are back-to-back winners in 2008 and 2012 edition, have impressed throughout the tournament as the only team who won all their matches, scoring 13 goals. While England, a pre-tournament favourite, are relying on experience as they look to lift any major trophy since 58 years.
For England, yes, they are hoping that they can win their first European Championship. The last major tournament they won was in 1966. For Spain, they become a serial winner in Spain in Europe, and so it's going to be a battle of two teams trying to really outdo each other. When you put into consideration where manner they all made it to the final, I think for the Spanish team it has been more an interesting adventure.
5 Nigerian youth bowlers comprising 4 boys and girls are currently representing the country at the World Youth Championship Bowling Tournament holding in Korea Republic. The Nigerian team, who departed the country seas, are currently battling it out for a place at the podium in the men's and women's single as well as the double events. According to the Federation official Gabriel Olubumi, the athletes have performed incredibly well as they look to win medals in the event, with Team Nigeria already in quarterfinals in the team events. To other news, as IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja has been commended for adding value to the country's sports through golf, former head of state General Ibrahim Babangida made this indication when he received executive members of the club led by its captain Ibrahim Babayo at his hilltop residence in Minna, the Niger State capital.
We had also come to inform him of the annual IBB Classics that will be doing every August, which will be a pro-am and of international status.
Still on golf, Australia's Stephanie Kiriako heads into the final round of the Avian Championship with a one-shot lead. Kiriako, chasing her first major title, hit 7 birdies in the 3rd round, including on the 18th in a 4-under par 67 to lead the 14-under. With sport update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
We'll take a break now. Newscope continues with Kelvin Samuel. Good night.
The body is made up of 60% of water. Mela table water provides good quality drinking water the body needs. and is uniquely satisfying. Mela Table Water is produced in package by Amela Enterprises, Plot 80 Itam Industrial Area, Itu, Akwa Ibom State. It comes in sachet, 35, 50, 75 cl table water and dispensing jar. For inquiry and booking, call 0704 576 6325. Mela Table Water, naturally sourced, consumer friendly.
One passenger. Big auntie, go enter this bus.
Ha! Oga conductor, this kind cough na serious matter. You suppose go hospital.
Hospital care.
Haba, doctors don talk am say different types of cough dey. Some na dry cough, but this your own na wet cough e be.
Big auntie, na God go bless you. I don't tire for this my conductor and him cough wey no gree go. E fit even be tuberculosis.
Conductor, go check am o, make you dey sure, because who no go? No go no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
Check am o, make you dey sure.
If cough don't worry you past 2 weeks, if it be tuberculosis, TB test and treatment, na free. Just call the National TB Hotline for 3340 or dial *3340# to get better information. This message now from the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people them.
Calling to embrace urban agriculture, finding space in every place.
They know you can actually make a living off agriculture.
Does the food crisis get you worried? Don't panic. Akwa Ibom Youth Entrepreneurship Summit 2024 has the answers you haven't met.
So that's the whole beauty that we want to showcase coming the 15th and 16th of July.
Learn new skills and strategies from farm to table, network with like minds and break the norms. The agribusiness is booming. The future is bright. Join the movement. Invest in your might. The Happy Hour Connect initiative in collaboration with Vika Farms Limited are strategically empowering the youth to make a stand in agriculture.
Very prepared. We are always prepared. We have trained quite a few from NDDC, from NYAC, from so many other institutions.
Mark your calendars for the 15th and the 16th of July to learn, unlearn, and relearn the innovative ways of making agriculture trendy.
What we have here is first an inspiration for anybody who comes here.
The chairman, guest of honor, keynote speaker, and speakers of AES 2024 are as follows.
Akwa Ibom Youth Entrepreneurship Summit 2024, in line with the Arise agenda for our golden principle, is the future, shining ever so bright.
It's going to be a huge event by God's grace.
You can register now at www.ayesconnect.com.ng/registration. The Akwa Ibom Youth Entrepreneurship Summit 2024. The change is now and here.
One passenger, big auntie. Come and enter my bus now.
Hey, conductor, this cough is serious. I beg, you need to go to the hospital.
Hospital?
Doctors say cough symptoms are different in every condition. Some are dry, others are wet, like your own.
God bless you, auntie. I have told this my conductor. The cough has refused to go, and it could be tuberculosis.
Conductor, check am o. Make you dey sure, because who no go, no go, no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
If your cough is more than 2 weeks, it could be tuberculosis. TB test and TB treatment are free. Just call the National TB Hotline on 3340 or dial *3340# for more information. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us for the completion of the Newscope. I remain Kelvin Samuel, ready to take you through what we have for tonight. Now let's begin with the national anthem. Despite the obvious developmental challenges in Nigeria, national integration remains the watchword and guiding principle for Nigerians in attaining unity, peace, development, and prosperity. One sure way of doing this is by understanding the direction of the national anthem as a guide. However, how feasible is this with the reintroduction of the old anthem that was in existence from 1960s through 70s? Zainab Adams interacted with Nigerians on the streets of Maiduguri, reflecting on the days before and now reports.
To the Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria, we hail thee, Nigerians own and proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Nigeria's golden moment, independence, at last, after prolonged years of nationalistic struggles. It was a moment the world stood in reverence for the nation's greatest achievement in history, the attainment of independence. The symbolic old national anthem was the most iconic ambience that ushered the independence, and for several decades afterwards, it remained the clarion song asserting the greatness of the nation and binding its citizens in unity, honor, and service to motherland. Nigeria, we hail thee is the national anthem of Nigeria, formerly used from independence in 1960 until 1978. With the phasing out of the old anthem and introduction of the Arise O Compatriots version on 1st October 1978, Nigeria, we hail thee began its downward journey to forgetfulness in the minds of Nigerians, not only the wordings, but perhaps the message of nationalism it conveyed. Ironically, even the old seems to forget the anthem.
Can't sing the national anthem because it seems difficult and I haven't heard it on radio or anywhere.
It might be old indeed, with time fading it away, but let's hear more from those 50 years and above, as well as the Gen Zs, on how it resonates with them as Nigeria, we hail thee is officially readopted on 29th May 2024, replacing Arise O Compatriots.
Some first Anafara daga Nigeria.
I know that we start by saying the word Nigeria, but I don't know the rest.
Nigeria, we heal. Yes, okay.
Some people seem aware of what necessitated the presidential's assent on the old national anthem in reawakening the minds of Nigerians as duty-bound.
I love that particular aspect that says, where no man is oppressed. It reflects the present reality in this country, and so it reminds us that, look, we are of equal value and no man should be oppressed.
As a citizen, when you obey your elders, you entirely obey what God says. So by doing that, we obey the Constitution by trying to learn the new national anthem and to work on the national anthem according to what the national anthem says.
Schools around the metropolis have picked up swiftly and are beautifully reciting the anthem, making it be that if we are intentional about it, we will get it right. Although an ordinary man on the street is aware that the national anthem has been changed, complaints are heard that it is less publicized for people to learn. Assistant Director of Program, National Orientation Agency, Borno State Directorate, Mala Abakari comments.
Most of our grassroots soldiers will reach barrier school so they will sing and see
From there, they will give them in written so that they will sing it in the various schools so that they cannot make mistakes.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. If the way we sing it is the way we put it to use and defend our sovereign motherland, Nigeria may be blessed.
Tribes and tongues might differ, but in brotherhood, we must stand. The taste of a national anthem is not a neat sound, but understanding the meanings of the wordings which provide guide to us as a nation. Now, moving forward, have you ever wondered why some ladies now prefer to go about with low haircut as against fashionable hair braids? Well, your answer may just be as good as mine, but without much ado, Goodness Effiong will let us into this new feminine look and its reasons as encapsulated in this special report.
In recent years, women, especially young ladies, now wear low haircuts as a fashion trend as against conventional hairstyles. Some of these ladies who carry this new look claim that it is more economical to maintain low haircut than braiding of hair every 2 weeks in this harsh economy. Observers say the days when low haircuts were specifically meant for men, the aged and widows, seem to be long gone, because the short haircut helps the set of ladies who wear them to reduce excessive pain and stress while sustaining money-friendly care for their hair. Many analysts say low haircuts are preferred by most young women because of its benefit, arguing that staying on low haircuts helps them to look more vibrant, confident, and attractive, as well as helps them to express their individuality and style. Now, let's hear from Uyo residents on what they think about ladies who carry low haircuts.
I don't like making my hair, and it's less stress for me.
So I prefer to go on low cut because I like low cuts though I've been plaiting my hair, but I had to cut it.
I prefer low cuts. I had a very long hair before, but I decided to cut it because I don't like making the hair.
Despite people's varied opinions on women carrying low haircuts, some ladies insist that low haircut is the best for them.
Waking up in the morning, taking my bath, I will just wash up everything and I will feel so comfortable with myself.
Part of why I cut my hair is because the other one is like very high, but I don't even still like making my hair, so I just prefer this one.
It's very easy to maintain it compared to making of hair. Nowadays, making hair is very costly, but low cut is less costly. You can go on low cut, carry for like a month, and now you want to keep it, and you can also wash it using water and soap, and the other hair treatment you can use in maintaining it to avoid dry scalp.
Whatever your fashion preference is, always consider your physical appearance and comfort before making your fashion choices. After all, you're likely to stand out by the fashion statements you make. In Uyo, Umar Basedit, NTA News.
Well, like they said, one man's meat is another's poison. Whereas there are a number of persons who would prefer the braid and all of those heavy hairstyles, there are still those who, despite the financial, the money, involved in making or spending on all those big hairstyles, still prefer the low-cost style. Now, moving forward, now we go into gray. Gray hair in ancient African cultures was regarded as a sign of wisdom associated with old age. Today, that narrative is fast taking a different dimension as young people have grays now. While some say it is hereditary, others say it is caused by stress. But do you also know that your ethnicity can determine how soon you have gray hairs? Wow, this is funny.
Part of my inheritance. My father used to have this nickname, Iteiwad, because he had grays all over the arms, everywhere in the body. I have 4 children, and I've seen the oldest is 21. I've seen grays on the heads of even the girls who are under 20. Things are pretty tough too, so I would not also rule out the stress factor. We are quite stressed in this country.
It could be hereditary, but mostly stress can cause gray hair. Especially now in Nigeria, things are very expensive. high cost of living. People are going through a lot.
Partly it can be from stress and also the scorching sun.
Medical research has this explanation for premature graying.
Aging, then genetics too is an important cause. If you come from a family where your parents have early graying or they gray early enough, the chances that the children may also gray early enough increases. Other factors could include ethnicity, where one comes from, yes. Some nutritional deficiencies could cause graying.
Is there any treatment for gray hair?
There's no known cure to graying. There's nothing as at today that will stop graying or reverse graying. However, we have other things that can be used to mitigate the effect of graying. And most people will know about hair dyes and colorants. Or you live with it, which is the best option, really.
Whatever divide you find yourself, flaunt it with pride. Inuyo Umo Basedid, NTA News.
Well, if gray were to be a sign of wisdom, it then means that a lot of us here would have been wiser than even the old people. There is no doubt that when it has to do with gray, a lot of things comes to play. Some for age, some for, hereditary and all of that. In any case, so long as it has no side effect, why worry? One man, Miss Smith, as I said earlier, is another poison. However, gray or not, beautiful people are beautiful people. Now, moving forward, handbags have long been one of the most indispensable fashion accessory in women's lives, and this makes us curious about
part of most women's dressing, and it comes in different colors, shapes and sizes. While some women prefer to use bags for its primary purpose, some prefer to use it mainly as a fashion piece, claiming that it helps complete their look.
Going out with a handbag as a lady completes your dressing. It makes it look more nicer than just going without a handbag.
I can't go out without handbag because I feel like I'm incomplete.
It adds to my beauty. It makes my fashion complete. Without handbag, your dressing is not complete. You will feel incomplete.
Apart from the fashion benefits of carrying handbags, there are lots of other benefits that come with owning one of which is the security of personal items while moving around.
Then it's advised for a lady to go out with a handbag. You can carry it with your important stuff.
It assists me to put things that I will need when I'm going out.
Good things that preserve them. Even some people running away, collecting people's phone on the street. But when you have a handbag, you put it and lock. Before they drag the handbag on you, it will be difficult to them.
The handbag, you can carry everything that is needed for your daily activities. Like my own, I have books. Everything I need for the day is inside this handbag. Some will call it till tomorrow. Inside this handbag, you have like 4-bedroom flat.
Now, you would agree that handbags are significant in every woman's fashion collection. Hence, one needs to make good choices when it comes to the quality and attractiveness of a handbag used to complete any dressing for an occasion. In Uyo, Utaba Pabio, NTA News.
Well, the relationship between a woman and her handbag cannot so easily be explained. Now let's move forward. Nigerian and indeed Africa is blessed with different cultural and traditional heritage which, if not preserved, may be forgotten by generations yet unborn. And so, since traditional dance is a known culture of the nation and it is expressed in different styles and steps, depending on the background, it is imperative that the culture is not only preserved but should be taken as a form of exercise for healthy life. Also, as an important way to communicate traditionally. How often do you dance and what does dancing mean to you? Let's join
According to these young dancers, it is their cultural heritage.
Dancing is a natural talent. Once it's being taught, it can no longer be referred to as dancing. But we learned the dance steps. It gives us joy while dancing because dance is part of entertainment.
Dancing is something of your mind. You do it with your own will. You don't force on to dance. It's more like a gift, a talent. You show it. You use time when you dance, you smile.
Love dancing because most times dancing releases our body. It's more like an exercise. Dancing is one of my hobbies. I love dancing.
No matter the mood you are, dancing puts you in a grooving mood to relax and forget about the worries of the past. For Sunday Digest, gifts of the